Hello, how are you about saving? Every person has a different financial structure and thought. After all, if you live a life, you have income and expenses, and you have to live somewhere in between, in balance. Because of today's economic system, even if you are a thrifty person, even if your income increases numerically, your purchasing power in your life will continue to decrease over time. The wheels of the system always turn in the same direction. The reason is hidden inflation. This is how the monetary system works. No matter which country you are in, those who have the authority to print money cause inflation by printing money, little or much, and reach into your pocket, your labor, your purchasing power. They melt your wealth. In many countries, inflation is very high. Those who do not have financial skills try to protect themselves by staying in the currency that melts more slowly, or they borrow money and buy their necessary needs in advance. These options can partially protect from inflation, but they are not enough. Salary increases always remain below inflation. They only provide temporary relief during election periods. And the same thing happens again after the election. These vicious cycles on a country basis may shake the country you live in, more or less, depending on the course of the global system. And of course, this directly affects your life. The information, such as inflation figures, unemployment, and growth figures announced, are completely for the purpose of directing the market and are manipulated false information. The interest rate decisions announced are directly related to the economic policy implemented by that state while integrating the money it prints into the system. There are two sub-details here. If the currency of the country you live in is a currency that is valid and powerful all over the world, for example, US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, British franc, etc. These states or unions increase their monetary values without purchasing the raw materials, oil, natural gas, gold, and other precious metals they need. Because by causing less inflation, they meet their needs with less money they print in the printing house or in the digital environment. Another detail is that they keep foreign debt and domestic market data in mind. And here, if there are any, manipulated movements related to the election are applied. I am preparing this video on January 15, 2025. Trump won the elections in America and has not yet taken office, but he started working for the system from the moment he won the election to direct the current system. If you research these dates, you can see that his statements are additional tax on European products, additional tax and restriction on Chinese products. You can see how the American dollar index increased after these statements. In other words, the American dollar started to become overvalued against other world currencies, and then all the warehouses in America were filled to the brim. You don't need to keep this information in mind all the time while saving. However, you need to understand its logic well. If you live in a country other than America, you should know that in addition to what your own country steals from you, international currencies also steal from you. Nowadays, the value of everything, such as commodities, oil, gold, is measured and priced in the American dollar. So, how is the value of the American dollar measured? Of course, what does this mean to you with other melting currencies? The dollar is already losing its purchasing power and spreading its inflation all over the world. The other currencies it is measured in, namely the currencies that make up the dollar index, also have their own inflation. And if you are in an underdeveloped or developing country, then you are in trouble. I hope I have been able to convey what I have tried to explain in brief up to this point, and I will discuss all of them in depth and try to give examples in the following videos. The most important thing you need to be able to save is your way of thinking. In order to process this for you, I first summarized who stole from you and how. Now, let's try to make you distinguish between real needs and virtual or emotional needs. You know the three most basic needs of a person: eating, drinking, sheltering. Other basic needs imposed by our age are communication, transportation, socialization, family, and status in society. Your non-basic needs, the choices we make while meeting them, are needs that steal from your future life and comfort. Some of these: branded clothing, using the latest model, mobile phone, owning a luxury car, living in a good neighborhood, emotional desires, psychological desire to spend. Unnecessary physical activities, subscriptions that include sports activities, television and internet-connected media subscriptions. Countless products and services are like a vortex that constantly draws you in. You should stay away from these until they have an untouchable place in your life. Until you have a savings that works on its own and makes you earn in a leveraged way. Otherwise, the system will continue to steal from you. You should learn to balance everything. Life is about staying in balance. In order to save money, you should take care of your basic needs such as eating. If you reduce your health will deteriorate. Instead, you can resort to cheaper and healthier ways of eating. If your health is not good, health expenses are inevitable for you. You should not interfere with them. If you have a family that you live with, you should share your financial problems with them. If you hide it from them, your expenses will continue to increase, but we do not want this. When you share our situation with them, you will see that your expenses will decrease. When you earn more than your current income, you should hide it. Otherwise, your expenses will increase in the same direction as your income, and you will not be able to make any profit. Golden rules. 1. Throughout our lives, we constantly encounter needs, and therefore we have to buy them. They have been ingrained in us this way since our childhood. However, this is not the case. Look at the importance of the need you encounter and ask yourself the following questions. Does it only affect us or our family? What happens if this need is not met? If it is an expensive need, is there a cheap one? If you solve it cheaply, will it cause problems again in a short time? Is there an alternative way? Can it be postponed? How much does it affect your life? 2. Working for a lifetime is a great cruelty for humanity. You know inflation, no matter where you live or what your economic situation is, do not leave your life in the hands of others. Make your own retirement plan. Make a deduction from your income as soon as you earn it during healthy times when you can work, and do not let its value be stolen by inflation. The most important method to avoid inflation is physical gold. You should prefer it if you can protect it safely. All states keep only gold in their vaults. 3. Create your savings and investment capital, and never prefer only one of these two. Always be balanced. 4. Stay away from luxury and ostentatious lifestyles. 5. Follow and imitate the states. Make your savings according to what they do, not what they say. Managers always direct society with perception and rhetoric. Do not be fooled by them. If the governments are stockpiling gold, you should do the same. They are making domestic investments and continuing to print money. If so, you should borrow as much as possible, according to your payment capacity, at low cost, and with long terms, and keep these debts as physical assets. Next. Do not surrender your investment savings to high volatility instruments. You can only put a small part of it. Always distribute it to the portfolio you create by making a basket. 7. Stay away from toxic relationships and self-interested people. Do not let them exploit you. 8. Live according to a program and make sure that you do not have any free time. 9. Do not make any decisions, bad or good, during emotional times. 10. Try to get rid of your addictions if you have any. 11. Do not spend a fortune to look good. 12. Learn to make yourself happy and to get yourself out of this situation during bad times. 13. Be strong and strong-willed. 14. Remove yeses from your life as much as possible. Get used to saying no. 15. Don't overdo it, or forget the little rewards that will make you feel alive. Balance again. That's enough for now. You can open this video from time to time and think about the experiences that will motivate you. Use your investments only for real estate purchases that are certain and supported by all world states. This will give you the chance to use leverage, and we will start the path to wealth from here. I don't want to summarize many topics and overwhelm you with these topics from the beginning. We will have viewers and followers from all levels, and every topic will be repeated in our videos from time to time. Thank you for your time. Please like and subscribe. The channel is still very new. If you make small comments under the videos and share them with your loved ones, you will really make a contribution to humanity. Stay well.